We are here with IAD Live. I'm Chris Pflueger, your managing director here at IAD Florida. And today I am joined for the second time with Michelle Sims. Michelle is one of our top agents, and she has a lot of updates since the last time we had talked to her. But Michelle, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thank you for joining. So the last time we talked, it's been about a year. You came aboard. You've been in the business for been in a few years. Like, you're an experienced agent that came aboard, experienced other brands, and you had the opportunity to be introduced to IAD. You worked with, you had a chance to meet Carrie and Dave in our Orlando office there, and seemed to like everybody enough to stay, which is nice. But since then, I can tell you that I've noticed that you built quite a team. People have joined you, right? Come and join Joseph Go Through. You've been to Hawaii on a reward trip because you were the top agent in the United States. And you're starring in a local, or at least a cable version of a very cool TV show. So other than that, nothing going on, huh?
Very slow here, very slow. Yeah, we stay busy at IAD. It's great. It's been great. Yeah,
well,
so
I was just going to, sorry to interrupt. I was just going to ask you. So when you first came on, your thought process was, hey, I'm just focusing on my business, myself, and what we're doing. Not really interested in building a team. So there's two different versions of what that means. So I figured let you explain it in your own words.
Yeah. So I think most of us, when we think of team, we think of there's a person who's a leader and everybody kind of does what they're told. And a lot of times that leader isn't even in production. And I didn't like the idea of that. I love real estate. I love working with buyers and sellers. But what IAD has allowed me to do is what I do naturally anyway, which is teaching other agents who I've been working with. Because I've been doing this for almost 20 years, I do have a lot of connections with other realtors. So it just naturally sort of snowballed. And now we have 18. I say my network. I don't use team very often just because, like I said, I don't consider myself their leader. We do hold meetings, someone has to organize things. So I do a lot of that, and try to bring real meat and potatoes. And, I don't waste anyone's time when we meet. It's because I have things that, I offer and want them to learn. And there are other people in the network that do the same, at our team meetings. So yeah, there's about 18 of us now, and it's great. Everyone, IAD allows you to have your own branding, so it can be really authentic to you. It has allowed me to grow significantly. What's really great about IAD is they're always on top of what the technology is right now. What should we be doing? What's the next best marketing tool? And so you mentioned American Dream TV. So I am one of the hosts. And for me, I have a news background, I have a TV background. So I love telling a story. And this program has allowed a lot of us agents to share what we love about where we live. And so to be able to promote small local businesses and the things that make Orlando special, it's been amazing. And I made me realize how much I missed being able to tell that story before. I have a strong writing background, so it's been really, really fun. It's been great to promote small businesses here because I'm a small business. So it's great. And I wouldn't have done that without IAD. So it's been a big win-win.
That's fantastic. And I will tell you, there's other companies out there, right? We've talked about this in the past.
A few.
There's other companies out there that say, well, we have rev share, we have things going on. Why not join one of those? And my response is always the same. A lot of times you're promised something and then you get over there and the expectation is a little bit different. So the utilization, when you say people are having rev share, it's pretty low, right? When you're talking about main competitors, 8%, 4%. So when people get there, they don't really have any expectations that are too high. Has it worked out for you? I'm just out of curiosity. Is it something you think? We obviously do it a little bit differently. Our utilization is just under 50%, but honestly, it works very differently here at IAD.
Yeah, I will say, even with the small group we have and a lot of newer agents who aren't quite producing yet, I still make a full closing rev share check every month. So at least that. So it's great to just do what I am naturally doing anyway. And I looked, once we started talking about rev share and that became, this trendy thing, I'm like, okay, what am I missing? So I looked at the other rev share models and, it's a great program if you are interested in rev share, but the difference here is, I would never join a company where they capped the amount of money that I'm allowed to make. The sky's the limit in real estate. That's why a lot of us do it. So why would you join a rev share program that caps the amount of money you can make on each agent? So IAD is the only one that I've seen that doesn't cap. So my agents produce all year long, and I make rev share on all of them all year long. So it's definitely, it's a fabulous model. And I feel like I'm sitting in a little pot of gold a lot of people don't know about yet.
Well, I think you made a very good point because there's two things there, right? It's the fact that it doesn't cap, but you're also building a business that when you decide to leave, you can sell to someone else down the road, and it's already a marketplace, right? It's not something that's pie in the sky. Well, you can always sell your business. The reality of it is agents don't sell their businesses. They just kind of fade away, and the last transaction is the last transaction. And hopefully you've saved some money. But in our case, we're building a retirement plan for agents that didn't exist in the United States before, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And the other point, which I heard you say was, hey, there's 18 people in your downline, right, as part of your organization, but you don't necessarily work with them every day, number one. But the best part is every single person you brought on has the exact same opportunity to bring people in underneath them and grow the same organization, an organization under themselves, and still retire as well. So no one's ever limited in the opportunity.
Yeah. And I think what's really exciting about that particular opportunity is, we're in 7 other countries. Our little team here in Florida is just the first dip in the toe of IED and America. So this Florida team, this Orlando team. So, the European teams, the Mexican team, they're watching us and they can buy American teams. So when we're ready to retire, they are so excited about the idea of now I have a French team, I have a Portuguese team, and now I have American team. So it makes your value proposition so much higher. So the opportunity is like nothing I've ever seen before, and it is super exciting.
That's because you're really an entrepreneur and really building a business. And most people and most agents are just out there doing a transaction at a time and haven't thought it through. And so we've created the platform here at IAD where they can do both, right? They can do their own transactions, their own business. But at the end of the day, you are truly a business person. You're in business for yourself, and you have the ability to actually sell that business. So I have to say, I'm with you. I've never seen anything quite like it. And there's nothing like this in America. So if you're going to do business, and you're going to be a realtor anyway, right? You're going to be out there. You're going to have conversations with other realtors. You just can't avoid it. It just happens on a daily basis, right? And you find something you like, they want to join it. I can't build a team, right? As a managing director, as a headquarters staff, we're not building teams. We're not doing this. We're here just to support you as the agent. So we want to make sure that you build those great teams and bring people on as much as you like. You can do 0, you can bring nobody on, or you can bring on 300. We're here to support you either way. So
yes, 1,000%. Yeah, it's fun. It's really, really fun here. And what I always say is, if you're an individual agent, a single agent, and the only learning capacity you have is what videos you're watching on YouTube or your own transactions. So why would you not want to be a part of a network of agents who are meeting weekly and talking about what's going on in their deals? I would much rather learn, by your mistake and not make the same mistake, and hear what's going on with insurance over here, what's going on in this market from another agent than having to make the same mistake myself. So the best way to grow and be successful in real estate is working with other like-minded people who are in production, who are in the trenches with you. It just exponentially multiplies your learning capacity better than anything. You can only watch so many YouTube videos, right?
Well, that's a great point. The other thing, you just said it, right? It's having the ability to learn from each other because it's a collaborative environment and it's set up, right? When we say there's a split, right? Usually the broker keeps a percentage of the split and that's it. That's the end of the day. In our case, that split actually is divvied up from the broker to the agents, right? So when we say rev share, it's not a profit share. Well, if I take this much out as the broker, then you get a little bit what's left over. It's literally, we've divvied that out for you, the agents, to have that in perpetuity and really build your business. So the good news is everybody has that opportunity and that opportunity is growing. And I can tell you there's a lot of agents will be listening to this saying, I would like to have an additional transaction every month from my coaching and mentoring relationship. So I really think it's been helpful today to sharing that information. And again, we look forward to seeing you both at the next World Challenge on TV at the headquarters office. It's amazing. So we're happy to celebrate your success and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Chris.
Pleasure.